Hey, good morning, everyone. Welcome to episode 4 of The Winner's Edge. And we're covering the week for June 1st through June 5th to 2026. And so here we go. So we started the week, we were live in two trades, and I think this was one of them, Australian dollar to the Japanese yen. We took this because it was showing us a double top. And then right in here last week, it showed us a triple top. We actually took more positions when we saw that. And so let's come over. This is on a daily chart. This is the main one that I use. I use a top-down analysis, and so you can see the triple top here is very clear. Momentum is down right here. When we took it, it was divergent from here to here, and bearish when we took it. Um, so we'll keep hanging on, and this one we've got a just over 4-to-1 profit target, and I'm thinking that it's going to come down into this support and resistance area right over here. So that's where our profit target is. And we came close to getting stopped out here. Look at it on a 4-hour. And you can see that was pretty darn close, but it didn't get us. When I put my stop losses down, I use the ATR, but I take it 1.5 and not just the standard ATR. So the next one that we are still currently live in is the euro to the Swiss franc. This is one that we just got in. We took a position on this one on Friday, yesterday. And let's see, again, we're on the daily. You can see that momentum is to the upside or bullish. And we had a kind of a low and then a structural break of the 50 with a pullback. It actually made kind of a double here. It came up to the SR, came back down, and stayed at that same level. And then it broke through the SR, made a pullback. So this is what I'm classifying this as, a pullback break, and my target is all the way up here to the recent highs, and that's about a 2.5-to-1 ratio. So again, let's take this one. Let's go to the 4-hour. See if I can kind of break it down for you a little bit on why I took it. Here you can see the 4-hour chart on momentum is also divergent, and we look for low and then hooking momentum in our favor. So this one right here, this area here could have been one if we were just using the 4-hour and just using momentum, but we have to have other things come into play. So when I got to it, price action was up in here somewhere, and based on the position tool, where my stop loss had to be and where I felt that the profit target was, that's what made me determine that this was the price that I had to get filled out. So I put a limit order in on Friday morning all the way down to here, and it came all the way down, got us in the market, and now we're along for the ride here. So that is number 2. Number 3, the pound to the Australian dollar. We've been in this one for quite a while. Actually, we had 2 trades that were overlapping here. And let's see, the one that this one just took profit. And so I guess. So this one was from an earlier trade. This is the one that we're currently looking at, this box right here. And so as you can see, it's starting to move with us. We took both these trades based upon strong structure, and we also applied the momentum on daily. Let's come back here to the daily chart. So you can see that daily momentum is strong to the upside right here. This is the signal that I got. Here's an engulfing candle on a daily, and corresponding with divergent momentum is a very strong case for this market trying to go back up. And then again, it occurred over in this area, and giving us that clue that it was wanting to go up. And so that's what we did. The other one that we have is not doing quite so well. This is the dollar to the Canadian dollar. And we got into this one last Thursday, so just a couple days ago. and got into it. This is on a 4 hour. Let me bring you to the daily. That's the first one we look at. So the daily over here, overall, it looked like it was bearish, even though we had a slight uptick right here. Overall, this market was showing bearish on momentum. And you can see that it made a heck of an impulsive move over the last couple of weeks to the upside. But then it came into some pretty serious resistance right here. And that's kind of what we based our strategy on. And then on the 4 hour chart, we got this really nice engulfing candle right here that corresponded with a high momentum hooking to the downside on the 4 hour chart. So that was our decision-making process. You can see that right in here, it almost took us out right there. Not quite, almost. It's kind of like hand grenades, or I guess it's not. I mean, it's got to be precise for our number. And I'd love to see this thing just come all the way back down to this area. Because that just, it just confirms your stop loss using the ATR plus 1.5 as the one that works most of the time. Okay, let's get into what we're watching coming into next week. So those are the live trades we're on. And as you can see, even if I'm in a live trade, if I see something else within that trade, then I'll put more positions on. Okay, so the pound to the Canadian dollar. Let's go there. This is one that we are watching. And I think it almost looks like it's already made its move here, huh? Yep. So we started watching it right here, and you can see that it is, again, up into some really strong resistance here. But it sure looks like it's in an uptrend. Before I take a reversal, I like to see a really powerful move just preceding when I think it's going to be reversing. And that's kind of what I had right here on the daily chart. So that's why I started watching it. It's not necessarily on the 4 hour, but you do see it on the daily. And even with this one, you see that pullback right here. That's kind of a telltale like uptrend. If this went from here to there, mostly green candles, one or two red, nothing dramatic, then I would look at that as being an impulsive move. But when we have a pullback here like this, then it starts becoming more like a trend pullback, with inside the trend itself. I wouldn't be surprised to see this one come down a little bit more and then just kind of continue upwards. I think that might, I think I grabbed the wrong tool. What do I want? I want that. So I think we're going to see something more like this. And so a little reluctant here, but I'm still watching it. You come back to the 4 hour. There's our trigger, but, and again, I'm just not thoroughly convinced. I don't know. I think this one might still be going up. I don't know. And if I can't pick a side, then something's wrong, right? So just watching. Dollar to the yen is the next one. Now this one might show us something here. We kind of have that same thing. We have a triple top up here, strong resistance in an uptrend, but in a kind of a gradual uptrend. Now this is on a 4 hour. Let's come here to a daily. So you see the difference between looking at the two charts, right? The 4 hour to the daily. Look at the difference in this. This is the type of impulsive move that I was talking about, where you really don't have any pullbacks. Okay, so we went all the way from here. Grab that tool again. You guys will hopefully get something from this. From here all the way to there. That, to me, is an impulsive move. And so based on that, now I'm looking for rejection up here, momentum to make a hook right there, and start hitting down, which is very close to doing. And this is all on a daily chart. So, daily, when you see structure on a daily chart, that's pretty strong. And momentum on a daily chart, again, very strong. So this is one to watch for next week. All right, guys, that's all I've got for you for today. Hope you have a fantastic weekend. I will talk with you next week.